Hello and welcome back to Blueprints. Let's grab our money, and the first thing is this. I have spent a bunch of time improving my notes. I created this Blueprints journal thing at the top, which took a while to get right. Also the notes. I reorganized every single page. Here we have notes, more notes. We have miscellaneous images from all across the game, and more. And then we have the terminals and the memos. Then we have school and puzzles. So we have all the worksheets and the periodic table things, those codes that I found. This one. And then we have all the books right here. We have new books, which I haven't read any yet, but this page is for when I get them. And then we have a sigils page. So we have Realm, and I don't remember what that says. But we have this book, and we have all my notes here, and we have this one. And we've done that one, and that one. So it's crossed out with white. Then this one I know how to do, so it's underlined in light blue. Then these ones I have an idea, but I'm not sure, so it's a darker blue. And then these ones I have no idea, so it's red. Then we have the archives, the red letters, which now that I'm here, this just makes more sense, doesn't it? I've updated the notes quickly because I had an idea. So here's the notes. Then we have miscellaneous images. Terminals and memos are here. Then we have school and puzzles. Then we have sigils right here. Then we have loading, which is amazing, isn't it? There we go. We have books. Then we have new books. Then we have the archives and the red letters. I've also got my hot chocolate here. I was given a box with a bunch of hot chocolate things in it for Christmas, and I've been using them while I play recently. I completely forgot about this page, the to-do list. So we need to read the new books in the library. We need to find stamps because they might have information about different quests. Okay, I think I got mixed up with Hollow Knight Silksong. Then there's the breakable walls in the greenhouse, secret garden, and weight room. Ooh, that'd be really nice. Before I move on, which I also thought I can't, let's go here, since I can. I'm already here now. I don't need any more keys. But I do want gems. Why not? So let's just use all the keys. Interesting. I don't know the truth of it. There we go, that's better. Interesting. Huh. One moment. Here. Okay, disappeared. One moment, let's bring it down here. Right here. So... So those are numbers, right? So this could be 6. Then what? Something or. None of them end in or. I feel like this should be related. For, maybe? Which should be this. I have no idea if this is anything, but I don't know. It feels like it's probably something. I don't know. This is weird. I feel like there's a puzzle here, but I don't have the information I need to understand it. Let's go then. Oh. You know, this sounds good. Just a new mail for tomorrow. I think that's good. Okay, so call it a day. Dun 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 dun. All right, this way then. Oh, library was an option. That's fine though. Because this. That is amazing. That would be good. If I can get the fire item, then boom, you know? That'd be pretty good. Okay. Both of these cannot be true. So this is either false false or false true. Not necessarily in that order. If a gem's are in a box with a false statement, let's say that's true, then if this was false false, that would work. Both of these statements are true. The gems are in the black box. No, the gems are in this box. Okay, so let's say this is true. What can this be then? Then this would be true and that would be false. So gems are not in a box with a false statement, which adds up. And then this is false false. No, that's not possible, is it? This is either true or true false. You know what? 1 second. True, false. So those are the options, which means what does that mean? It means these cannot both be true, because if both of those are true, then this would be true false, and that would be false false, which is impossible. That means true is not an option. Can it be true false? It can in one direction. If this was false and this was true, then this would be false false, which is impossible. Because if this was false false, then both statements would be true. No, wait. No, if this was false true, this would be false false. Both statements on the blue box are true, would be false, which is true. So then this would be true, which doesn't add up, which means it must be false, false. Which means this one cannot be false, false. Which means... There we go. It must be this. This is false, false. Then this is false, true. We know that this is false, which means this must be true in that case. This one says that it's in the white box. That doesn't add up. Because this one says it's in either the black box or the blue box. This one says it's not that. So both of these must be false then. Which means one of these is true. Wait a second. There can be two boxes that both have false statements. Let's say that's true and that's true. In that case, this must be true. And this would also be false. Which means these would both be false, which is impossible. We could do false, 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 and true, true. I think that works. Okay, good. No shovel. I like the rarity of a bedroom. I think that's fine. Okay, that's good to me. I think that's good. Oh, that's amazing, because I have a lot of apples in the conference room. That sounds really good. Okay. I'll do that. Yes, let's do it. Here we are. So the new ones are History of Ordinia, 1st edition, The Curse of Black Bridge, Whelm and Rune, very important one. Then a new clue, and 2 new drafting strategies, which adds up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I bet it's all of these. Let's start with a History of Ordinia. I feel like I always say that name incorrectly. Is it Orwindia? And I always say Ordinia or something. That's annoying. Wait, I can leave? Huh. I don't understand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at all those. I need keys. I'll do this one. Because I think there was something I needed a magnifying glass for, right? Was it here? Oh, I don't know the date. Oh, 711. Nope, not working. I don't see anything else. Okay, what else is there? But wait a second. I almost forgot about the clue we have for solving these. Count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. So count the small things. Oh wait. Well, the gates, aren't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me try that. 8th of November. That was it. Okay, so amazing. Why is it so small? Uncle, in a few hours we are departing. As planned, we will be taking the old mountain way tunnels to the north. We'll go as far as we can by trolley until the whales give out, then we'll proceed on foot until we reach the southern border. So these people are coming from the south, up towards here, through the southern border. And heartbroken, I may never know if I've made the right decisions. Is this from Marion Marigold? I may never know if I've made the right decisions, but I've made the ones that I felt my father might have nodded in approval at. I'm leaving a message for Simon here in the safe house. Wait a second. The old mountainway tunnels to the north by trolley. Doesn't that mean the tunnels would have a station? A station with something left by one of my own? Right? The sixth in a station left by one of your own. This unhallowed cavern that we have called home for the last year. Here in the safe house. This unhallowed cavern that we have called home for the last year. Explain to him, if you can, the intersection between foolishness and doctrine, the thin wire we stood upon above the world, holding hands and throwing stones. Holding hands and throwing stones. In those days, we were guilty of everything. As always, Mary. Underground in a cavern. A safe house underground in a cavern. Oh, keycard. A treasure map. I'm going that way anyway. And what do we get? A workshop. I don't even know what items I needed to start the fire. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try it. A metal detector and a magnifying glass. Amazing. A burning glass. And there we go. What's happened? Just a lot of money. Oh, an upgrade disc. Oh. Interesting. Denny. Well, I'm adding that to my notes. Oh, I'm guessing this is where they were making the... what was it? Moonshine. That stuff. Insert the disc. What do we get now? The guest bedroom. Oh, interesting. The quest bedroom. That's funny. A random bedroom from the draft pool. I like this one. The quest bedroom. Let's do it. I was so close to full house today. Just these two spots, unfortunately. Huh. I must have needed a key. But I can't go back there now. Unless I do something. Yeah, I can't think of anything. So, unfortunately, it's time to call it a day. Okay, let's get the money. Alright. Oh, I've seen that already. Is this new then? Okay. That would be useful if I didn't already know all that. Okay then. Okay, so that's going to be 8. 4. Okay then, 2 times 3 is 4. 8. 2. So then it's 8. 4. 16. 32. 8. Ooh, the key to the secret garden. Wait. Isn't this infinite aquariums? Because aquariums count as bedrooms, right? I think this one would be infinite bedrooms. I mean, infinite aquariums, right? Anyway, white box is true. These could both be true, and this will be false. If that works. Let's say this is false then. So this would be false. And this would be true. Which means it would be in the black box. But if this is true, then this is true. And this would also be true, so that's not possible. So it is in the black box. Okay, I see. Oh my god. The great Alzara is returned. Has returned. Hello again. What do you have for me this time? Last time was really scary, I think.
And
as it was foretold, I am awakened at the sound of a dropping coin.
You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to look into your future.
Is that a king?
Faintly in the mist, I see a figure.
A king holding a sword, it looks like. And a shield.
A statue
A pentagon.
in a courtyard of sentinel stone.
Okay, so this is some sort of king of
You will
Fen
find
Ares.
yourself one day wandering these paths. Walking
That shape is everywhere.
the
That shape is
footsteps of the
everywhere.
past.
Okay.
Wandering and waiting.
Is this a station?
Searching for a shadow that will never be cast. Longing for the day to end. The hours to pass.
It looks like a station. It's hard to tell.
What you have heard here has been foreseen by the great Alzara.
Interesting.
Until the dawn of the following day,
I need to think about all
I
that.
will have nothing more to say.
The only thing I can think of is that it's related to the clock tower puzzle. Because in that one you have to wait for hours to pass, which is kind of what he was talking about. But I don't know about for those paths and that statue near them. I don't know what that's about. Alzara is always so mysterious. I never know what he's talking about. Anyway, this is what I want. The History of Ordinia. Simon P. Jones. Oh right, I did. The History of Owindia. I did it wrong again, didn't I? Owindia. Owindia was once the name used to designate the realms of the eastern waters. Though the term is no longer employed in the halls of politics, nor commonly known to the average citizen, its memory flickers in the hearts of those who hail from the lands that it once encompassed, and many of the elder generation, in hushed circles, still refer to themselves as the Windians. Yet we must not let the flame of our history dwindle into the obscurity of whispered conversations, nor permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon the name of our land. We must keep alive the embers of our past, and preserve them for the generations yet to come. The foreword was really censored in the old version. Alzara, I don't know how to pronounce it. Castle Ordinia, was that censored too? Yep, it was censored. Castle Owindia. Most historians mark the beginning of the First Era, often denoted as Alzara, by the ascension of the first king of Owindia, whose name, Oris, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Oris was known, before his coronation, as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Oris had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Oris, and by the end of the 1st century, the black banners of Owindia could be seen fluttering in every hamlet and hostelry along every thoroughfare, from Oris all the way to the western banks. A new kingdom was born. The Second Era. It was the fourth king of Owindia who split this vast domain in 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift and called his new realm Owinda Ares, after the angelic paragon of royalty, Owinda. To the youngest, he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Ares, land of the northern storms, a wild and untamed expanse, which at the time was not as developed, but a good deal more vast than the elder brother's lot. Words hard. And to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region of Eurasia, the mystical realm of the ancestors, a land steeped in tradition, magic, and the poetry of the old tongue. You know what that means? Eurasia would be poetic, which means Owinda Ares probably isn't. Owinda Ares was a place of royalty, right? Therefore, which of these options fit that? Military, metropolitan, sounds right. Okay, so the Third Era. As the Second Era drew to a close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite those differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives, and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the Third Era was defined by the construction of a vast network of railways that spanned the length and breadth of the land, linking the northern mountains of Arch Ares to the southern shores of Eurasia, which tells me that when Fen Ares was made, the type of transportation, I'm guessing, is locomotion. Since the railway network is the main thing at the time Fen Ares' sigil would have been made. Wait, don't we already know Fen Ares? I think I do, so never mind. This development facilitated travel and commerce between the three realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future. A promise that would unfortunately, as my readers will soon find, not be kept. The Fourth Era. As the kingdom of Owinda Ares entered the Fourth Era, a different kind of ruler took the winds of power. King Decilex III was a king who listened to the voices of all his subjects, from the most influential advisors to the humblest of citizens. He was a king who often was seen among the people, eating, drinking, and conversing. A sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well, who could scarce believe that they, as peasantry, would ever sup with the crown. I think the censored version sort of suggested that this king was a terrible person. It seems that it's the opposite. Decilex was renowned as the king of a people, and it was therefore a surprise to no one when he made the decision to move the capital from the secluded mountains of Weddington to the public stage of Horace, leaving castle and court behind. Oh, I bet the castle under Mount Holly is that castle. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and the city welcomed their king with open arms and great fanfare. Yet, not all was swayed so easily. There were those who viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his station, and were wary of how readily he could be persuaded by the tales and tales of the common folk. These dissenting voices planted the seeds of discontent, which took root in the lawns and gardens of the nobles of Fen, or, as I have been instructed to say, the grand city of Fen. The era of ruin. After the passing of King Decilex III, the Fourth Era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died naturally in his old age, and surrounded by his people in Oris, far away from the growing unrest among the western city of Fen. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the self-proclaimed Prince Leoson of Fen declared himself a true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a surprising number of supporters, due to the fact that Decilex IV shared his father's good name but little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to the Fensurrection. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once a centre of splendour, were transformed into a battlefield, as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city streets, gained in red. Interesting, very interesting. The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbours. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was a general of the northern regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Leoson to form a formidable army. Together they leveraged their political influence and favours to persuade the nearby realms of Arch Ares and Nuance to join their cause. However, even with the tide turning in their favour, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years, and saw buried 1 in every 3 men. Prince Leoson himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death he had won. Oris had fallen, and with it, the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place, red banners were hoisted, in honour of the fallen of Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. The current era. Today, the realms inherited by the three Fen Ares, Arch Ares, and Ewasia, once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past, and as those trees continue to grow, so do our hopes for a common future. A future where we are not defined by the colours of the banners we raise, but by that which connects us, a land that we each call home. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers, of our mothers, and of our children. This land is, after all that has happened, still a windier. I see why that was censored so much by the current people in power. They don't want the name Windia showing up because they destroyed Windia. It did seem like it was for good reason though. With Windia killing so many people. Although I guess we don't know how much of this is even true. It's a book written by someone about the past. We don't know how accurate it really is. And that is all locked. Take all my money. The blessing of the general. Oh, the general. That's what the statue is of. Whom we saw with the great Alzara. This is terrible. I feel like I get better blessings when I give less money. Well, I guess I know what to do. Call it a day. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, thank you. I'll take all of that. Oh, maybe today is power hammer. Is power hammer? Is power? I don't even remember what it's called. That power hammer thing. I don't know. Drawing room being common is great. Secret passage. I like it. I feel like it should be a bit more common, since I choose it so often. There, that sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. We have a sledgehammer, we have a broken lever. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, we've got it. Sledgehammer, broken lever, battery pack. The power hammer, finally, finally. There's one place outside, well, underground, that I've been thinking might be breakable, but I'm not certain of it. Weight room, the greenhouse, and secret garden. Okay, if this one was true, this one cannot be true. No, it can be. That can be true. Okay, these are simpler. We know this is false. We know for certain that this is false. So, at least one of these statements is true. That's not true. These could both be. That could be true, and those could both be false. Okay, that's false. Let's assume this is true. And these are both false. That works. What if we say this is false, and these are both true? Wait, no, that's not possible. Because for these to both be false, one of them would have to be full false. One would have to be the one that could be either, which means this one would have to be both true, which means this one must be true, and this one must be something else, which means this one is true, so it's in here. Okay, great. That was yes. Okay, I can store the power hammer in here. Keys for sale, like the secret garden key. How much is it? Only 8. Oh, fine. Fine, I guess that's okay. Maybe. 1 second, I can do something here. I could get the gift shop, which is free. So I do think using the prism key here is a good idea. To go both left and right. 15. So 20. Huh. 21 times 21? Why is it rotated? No. Oh, is that square root? I'm pretty sure you can easily square root 21. Oh no, you can't. That would be 4.5 something. Ah, diamond. I have no idea. Although, I guess this is one of the first questions, right? Is it 1? No. Is it 2? No. Is it 3? No. um, one more. We'll find it eventually. Oh, okay, it's 12. Okay, so go back. Apparently the answer to that question was 1. That's funny. I just want to go back to have a look. So it's 12. Why is it 12? Plus 1, 21. 21. It can't be 21 squared. It can't be anything related to that because that would be way too much. How would it be 12? 20 minus... 21 minus 9? Is 9 somehow related? I don't know. This is... Okay, how could it be 12? 12 is 21 backwards, is that it? Like, so maybe diamond means just reverse the number? Okay, we can use it. We can do it here to see if that's correct. So that'd be 31 in that case. 31 minus 20. 11. 11 divided by 11 is 1. And that was the answer. Which I accidentally just guessed. Well, it wasn't really a guess, it's more that I just wanted to reset the puzzle, so I clicked a random number, and it turned out to be correct. Okay, so it must be just click the number. Interesting. Okay. 7... 12? Wait. I haven't gotten any of the rooms with the breakable walls. I think the greenhouse can only be on the edge as well. So that might be why. Whelm and Ruin. The undamaged version. Oh, that is something. What does that even mean? Okay, so I think you can do a puzzle again to choose a different ability. Good to know. And this does break. Castle. I have no idea. Castle. Castle. Well, I guess it is a castle underground. Maybe it's related to that somehow. I'll do this one then. Well, why not? I mean, I'm going to have to store my other item in there in the coat check anyway. The power hammer. So we can redraw a lot. What are the options? The weight room would be great. The other two, I don't think I'll be able to get. There it is. It's a lie. Well, no, oh, what's this? Hmm. Well, there's no need to do that right now, because I can't get into the room anyway. Tomorrow rooms. I have two at least. Starting with 2 keys. Not terrible. Okay, I'll do it. Ding! Time to put something away. The power hammer. And with that, so close to full house. Let's call it a day. Should I do dark blue or dark green for a colour? I think dark blue. So there we go. I've gotten close a few times. Okay, so that's going to be the end of this part of Blueprints, and we will continue next time. Goodbye.